Oh, yes, it is. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my solo RPG journal. Today we are continuing along mapping the city of Valice, and this time I've got the map in a nice high res format, and I'm going to hand draw the city in. I've got the city as it exists, as I built it with stamps out of Incarnate. And I'll probably continue using them for most of the other settlements. But these ones around here for the city themselves, I'm not too keen on. So I think I'm going to hand draw most, if not all of them. I basically have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm making it up as I go. We'll see how it works. And I'm just seeing that the chat. I typed that I'd be there in a second. I didn't see it come up. And then, is the chat working? I saw it come up this time, but how visible is it? Do I need to do something that comes up? Is it legible? Is it indeed legible? My background color is... Let's make it 7.5, okay. Whoop. That sort of worked. Refresh. It sort of did a thing and then goes away. I wonder if I have to change it in Streamlabs instead. Sorry for anyone who watches this back and I'm playing with my chat instead of actually doing something interesting. Can I just log in? Will this just work? Am I going to need to... Oh, okay. Can I find the chat box? The chat box is the only one that I'm using. Font size, high, yep. Background color. That's just giving me a color. Do I have to put like a custom box in? Don't know. It's probably easier to add a color source. Black. Now. Okay, it's not gonna... That's kind of... Is that better at all? Was that worth it? Probably not. That probably wasn't worth it at all. Oh well. I will maybe look at that at a later date and hopefully it's just fine. Let's actually get on with the purpose of this instead of rambling and on about something that's probably not going to work. I am going to jump in here and freehand some city or something. So I think that there's a bit of a question about how we want some of this to look. Maybe I want to make my brush a little bit bigger. Can I? It's too keen to give me a brush in the hundreds. I don't want that. And it's gone back to... Hang on. There we go. That's heaps better. If I move that to there. Hello. In the chat, if you're there. Okay, so I can draw some stuff. So there's a bit of a question as to what we want to look at putting in here. Now, because I've got all of this, I might grab this color and we'll just go over this to give myself a flat background for the drawing. Now, how do I see the North Shore district? Is it walled or is it a bunch of buildings? Do we have large stables, small stables, an inn, a lot of other buildings? The South Shore, I think, is probably like that, but it's a bit slummy. Do they have walls on the South Shore? Do they have walls on the North Shore? Was this the color? I don't think that was the color. Let's grab this and say, do they have... much going on here? Do I really have any clue what I'm doing? Where are the existing buildings, actually? Get some idea of what kind of style they had. I might need thicker lines if I want everything to match. And then they had blocky stuff here. Okay, there's this idea of having like paths outside the door or something. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered with the... Oh, it's got... This is interesting. Some of these have this outline, and some of them look like they're going straight through to the background. Oh, they've all got the outline. They're just going back through to the foreground texture. Maybe that's what's happening. Sort of a sheltered bit in there. Let's grab this back. Color some more of that over. I should probably be getting the texture instead using the clone stamp. This will probably work a lot better. So it does still have these outlines on these buildings, which is interesting. Hello, Realm of Solo. I am still world building. I am, at the moment, I am looking at maps and, well, the last few sessions I've just been continuing on with this one map. And I sort of decided that this city, I don't really like the stamps for the city, so I'm hand drawing some things. I don't know what I'm doing really. I'm just sort of fooling around at this point. I'm making it up as I go along because is this actually going to be any good? I don't know. I feel like we've got a... Is this worth doing is another question. And will what we get be any good at all? I think you can very much tell that what I'm drawing is a lot rougher than what we had originally. Will this be for a campaign compendium or for your own homebrew world for an upcoming game? I don't have an upcoming game. I am building a world, I guess. So yeah, this is this city. Over the last few days, I've started building this setting as a city. I've got some information about how we've got each of the districts on different islands in this river delta. And drawing a map because I got to the point where I wanted to know some information, about like physical location, how everything was set together, before I continued on with what was in the different things. And the information around it, like I needed to know what actually surrounded the city. I still need to get some kind of idea around where is it geopolitically. I'm guessing I've currently got that it's currently in some kind of country that has a ruling body that would. Where's the black market? Well, wouldn't the black market be all over the place? The black market wouldn't be just one particular place, would it? It'd be, the back room of this tavern and the back room of this tavern and the back room of this tavern. How's it going, Sentient Pops? Do I want... Let's grab this. Whoop. It's not going to do the thing. Here we go. Put that line back. And that line back. And blend you some. Not that that's going to be noticeable at that level of detail. Let's get rid of... Yeah, these here. We'll just leave that. But yeah, I've got... I have done a couple of... I've done a couple of paragraphs, a little bit of work on crime. Excuse me. Where did that come from? I've done a few paragraphs on crime. I've detailed a crime family. I call them a family. I don't think they're actually a family. I think they're more like... more like some people that have come together and are calling themselves a family, as opposed to like an actual family, but they do come together and do crime in the organized sense. So they're kind of fun. As well as a sort of a ragtag group of mercenaries. More bruises and the like. Than anything else. And I think I need... Let's make this actually use my mouse. And there's a couple of ideas I've got about how these places, maybe like that, are how they are... Thinking through my words and nothing's coming. How crime is spread out amongst the different districts, because each district has a sort of a merchant lord that looks after the place. Each district has its own economy that is strong, like a stronger separate economy than you usually get in a city. And that allows them to be a little bit... That allows them to be a little bit unique. For each of the different things. One of the things I'm sort of wary of doing is giving every... Let's make that... Yeah. Take the hardness down, do that. What was I saying? I've just got this completely wrong. That's fine. It kind of doesn't really work. But it's not going to be noticeable out this distance. Yeah, so the maps themselves, they'll go together. I'm guessing I'm thinking about making it a book eventually. Once I've got this map and a couple of other maps, I'll put them on Patreon along with whatever I've written up. At the time, I'll probably do a bit of a cleanup and then have that as, version 1 or version 0.1 or whatever of the setting. And then as I continue to refine it and build it, I'll continue to update that on Patreon, giving, something back to people that are going to support me, doing that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's sort of the idea. I don't have a particular game in mind for it, though. I wouldn't be surprised if I do eventually run... What am I doing? Run something in it. It would only make sense, really, to run something sometime. What the hell am I doing? Ooh. I need to change that back to being hard and small quite a bit. Smaller. Try that. That's a bit better. There we go. What am I doing? Why am I doing it like this? It looks funny. It does look funny. This whole thing looks funny. What am I even doing? I don't know anymore. A little haunted, perhaps. Yeah, that's fair. The real question is, what am I doing when I can just... If I want to erase this, let's just do this. Oh, have I overwritten? Hang on, no. It's because I've drawn on this layer. Look at how much better that is already. What the hell have I done here? I don't even know. I'm not looking at it. I'll work it out later. Far out. What am I even doing, hey? So which district even was this? This was this one wasn't a district. It was just an extra thing. I think I'm going to do a bridge between these two. And then here I'm going to have maybe 1 or 2 wharfs out. Is that a little bit too much detail? Am I losing the plot entirely? We just draw a random couple of buildings in here. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Now I did have a definite idea for the university. Maybe I have completely lost it and I should just keep the... Here we go. Second guessing myself. Is that the thing that I want to be doing? That I really want to be doing? Yes. Yes, probably it is. Let's make this go away. Now the university, I did have this idea that it was going to be more like a fortress. That buildings, you'd only need one entrance, right? Or a very small number of entrances. Because people would be able to come and go between buildings and annexes as they pleased. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I really don't. Yeah, maybe I have just chosen the wrong thing to be doing with this. And I should just give up while I'm ahead. So that's probably a good comparison of the couple of islands or the one district that I've drawn versus the stamps that they had, and maybe I should just stick with the stamps. Why don't you grab some generation tables? Mythic location creator or description tables might be of use here. Just roll a few dice to spark some further ideas. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that I love doing. I really like random tables, and I will be doing that kind of thing as I get through and build in. I had been using ChatGPT to see how that works, and that's been very interesting. It has its pros and its cons. I do think that I want to get back into some random tables, and I think I've been thinking about writing some random tables, some generation tables for particular things. For instance, I was playing a changeling in an Eberron game. Actually, it's coming up on years ago now. That's kind of sad. that game sort of stopped probably almost 2 years ago now, unfortunately. But one thing I was wanting was like look generation tables for Eberron characters based on where I was and how much I wanted to fit in, blend in with the crowd. And that was sort of like, oh, you change face and who are you? And shit, now I've got to think of a character description. What have I turned into? So I was thinking about that for a while and building that because it's very hard to find good character creation appearance tables, or at least I've not found very many good ones. They're often either too generic when you've got particular settings where particular things are happening, like in Eberron. Eberron is a very good setting, yeah. So yeah, story of my life, bro. I don't know what I'm doing either. Yeah, that's probably all too common. And it's a good thing if I'm recognizing that, and that's how you learn and how you build something, right? You do a bunch of stuff, you don't know what you're doing, you find out what has worked, and you move on. I love ChatGPT. It requires some really specific prompting to get it to make exactly what you want. Yeah, it does. Sentient Pops also in chat. He's been doing a whole lot of stuff, and we've been talking about it in some of the videos where I've been doing ChatGPT stuff. Eberron is the best setting of all time. Eberron is a really good setting. I did very much like it. I don't know about the best of all time. I'm particularly fond of Planescape myself, but to each his own. Eberron I very much enjoyed though. Now I do think I looked at Mythic before second edition, I think, and it didn't have any of that stuff. Okay, I'll have to have a look. I do really like that. I'm a big fan of there's a subreddit that a subreddit. There's a subreddit, whatever you call them, that's all about random tables, and it's got some really good stuff in there. The only issue that I have, I guess, is because you can find whatever on the internet. Is you find a bunch of stuff that isn't quite what you're looking for your setting or for how you're working. Sometimes you can make it work for you, and sometimes you don't. But I'll have to check out Mythic. I should look at Mythic more. Maybe the problem is that I've only looked at the core stuff and only for first edition. But Mythic has a long history of being a solo game. I think it was the core stuff from Mythic that I wasn't too keen on. I thought it was a little overly complex isn't right. Random isn't quite right too. But yeah, I'm a big fan. I've got if you look at some of my older videos, there's a series I was doing where I was playing third edition Dungeons and Dragons solo, 3.5. I'd like to pick that up again, but I might convert it to True 20 or something. The problem that I had with it was my own creativity. Sort of, I came up against a wall and I wasn't sure where I was going with it. But that game, I was using a bunch of third-party products, which it's worth finding the videos just to find my the descriptions for the videos, because I do have the tools I was using listed. Give me a sec. I'm gonna just put my desk down, and that's noisy. Uh, when did Mythic, the second edition, come out? Here we go. Does this have a release date listed on it? People are commenting on it as of this month. Lots of 2023. Is it that recent? Lots of 2023. Oh wow, okay. So this is a pretty recent book. Publisher stock pages. File last updated. Title was added to the catalog. Yeah, okay. It's incredibly new, only being 4 months old. Yeah, I can't even remember correctly why I didn't like the fate chart. I do think that what I was doing worked for me. It was just a little bit simpler. I think I was just essentially asking yes, no questions. I had a couple of other tools for particular things. And otherwise, I was just using third edition rules. I think 3.5 is what I was playing. Why don't I actually find it? Your channel. Yay, ads. The Universal NPC emulator. Name list from these guys. I used more than that. Did I not use more than that? Behind the tables was the yeah, okay. So this was quite cool. Just for giving your characters motivations, giving them some kind of purpose in the world. Oh, you reckon the fate chart sucks? You only use the fate check. It's similar to Iron Swarm. Yeah. See, Iron Swarm is probably my first exposure to solo gaming rules. So I think that everything has been based on my experience with Iron Sworn as to how I've been running things. Iron Sworn's pretty good. And UNE Fire, yeah, UNE, this is pretty good. I think there's some other stuff here. Bold, CRGE, and I don't remember TOS, but I think that some of these are also pretty good. Universal PC Stories and Deeds Generator. The Conjectural Role-Playing GM Emulator. I remember looking through these and thinking they were cool, but obviously I wasn't using them. Conjecture Games presents TOS. A bus stop RPG framework. $2d10 plus or minus some mods. Yeah, yeah. I also found I've got this idea that for a game that I've been wanting to run and or play as a solo game using the White Wolf storyteller system. Whether or not I play it as a mage game or not is a question. Possibly play it as mage. And I found a way of doing that with dice pools. There was someone who did, I think it was specifically for mage, but someone did some solo rules for Mage the Ascension. World of Darkness solo adventures. I think is probably the thing. I'm not logged in, so I can't actually make sure that this was the actual thing. And that's just essentially converting something similar to the Ironsworn stuff, but to dice pool instead. So it was rolling, working out what your difficulty was, what your likelihood was, using that for difficulty, and I think your dice pool, and then just rolling. Yeah, it was your difficulty was 8. You use the likelihood to determine how many dice in your dice pool, and then you roll. That was it. But yeah, I do think that I really need to run some solo games again. I haven't been doing it lately, and it's been trying to do other stuff instead. I have been enjoying making this setting, and I'm giving up on drawing. That is just how that will go today, and I'll stick with other things. I might draw the overhead maps if I'm doing like grid-based systems, but I don't know. I think we'll continue on using Incarnate because I thought that was quite cool. But yeah, I guess that next session I will continue on doing something different. Am I not logged into Reddit? I'm not logged into Reddit either. There you go. But yeah, this Behind the Tables has some cool stuff in it. In any case, thanks for joining me. I'm sorry that I've just sort of hit a wall and I'm finishing, but I think that that's sort of the best thing to do. I don't have anything prepared to jump into anything else. But I think that, yeah, the next thing will be I need to work out what's happening for the overland. So I'll probably look for some random tables, have a bit of a setup, open ChatGPT. That's the thing I'm looking for. And work out between ChatGPT and random tables where geopolitically this city is. Are we in an empire or a kingdom or some other country, and how that all settles in? And then I'll do a world map. So yeah, that'll be quite interesting, and hopefully we'll get it done tomorrow or get it started tomorrow. All good. I like world building and solo. I've been working on getting my newsletter to my YouTube. Oh, cool. That'll be really cool to see. That'll be really cool to see. I need to interact more with community stuff. So yeah, newsletters and stuff is something that I should actually be trying to pay attention to and get into. And anyway, yeah, I think that this is the place to call it. So thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.